Good morning. In the chapter Natural Resources, in the previous class, we understood under biogeochemical cycles what is nitrogen cycle. So, how nitrogen is fixed in the atmosphere, utilized by plants and through animals by various sources. So, it was done by two different processes, that was by biological, and that is nothing but a biological and lightning process, right? We understood that. So the last cycle under biogeochemical cycle, we will study about carbon cycle. So again, I repeat the same thing. Our air is a mixture of several gases, say as oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and many of the inert gases, right? So these cycles helps us to maintain the equilibrium of these gases present in the atmosphere. Let that be a oxygen cycle, carbon cycle, or it can be a nitrogen cycle also. So when we talk about a carbon cycle, now carbon is present in the, or freely it is present in the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide, right? So green plants in the photosynthetic process absorb carbon dioxide. We understood what is a photosynthetic process. So first of all, before we understand carbon cycles, let us briefly jot down what all components will come in the carbon cycle. It will be easy for us to correlate them and make a cycle. For example, let us take the first main source is carbon dioxide, which is present in the atmosphere. Then we can talk about plants. So when I talk about plants, it is understood that these are photosynthetic plants only. The third thing if I have to talk about here is, now plants are consumed again by animals directly or indirectly, right? So about plants and animals, the fourth point what I can write here as fossil fuels. Why fossil fuels? Because when these plants and animals die deep inside the earth for the millions of years, so they form the fossil fuels. Then how it is related to carbon dioxide? Because the main source of fossil fuel is carbon. We all know that. So when we burn the fossil fuels, or I can take the name as combustion, carbon dioxide is released. The fourth point, so power stations, factories, industries. Why? We make use of this fossil fuels in these forms, combustion, and I'll just write as a power station. Right? So with all this, carbon dioxide is released. So carbon cycle becomes very simple when we just write down these things, because we understand now how these are interrelated. It will be easy for us to make a cycle now. So let's understand about the carbon cycle in detail. So we can talk about as carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. What happens? It is consumed by green plants in the photosynthetic activity. So if I write plants here, plants consume carbon dioxide. What is photosynthesis process? Green plants take in carbon dioxide in presence of sunlight, water. It produces food, that is glucose, releases oxygen. We know that process, right? So now the carbon content is present in the green plants. Now animals eat these green plants, right? Now animals consume the green plants directly or indirectly. The carbon content is also present in the animals. Now when these animals die, so when these animals die, or as well as when the plant die, they get decomposed deep inside the earth's crust for millions of years. Due to the decomposition activity, what forms? They form the fossil fuel. When these fossil fuels are formed, when we burn fossil fuel, what is released? Carbon dioxide is released. So when we burn, or when we say combustion, now where do we burn or where do we use this fossil fuels? We use this fossil fuels for combustion, or we use it in the factories, industries, or many of the power station plant, like thermal power plant, or many of the power stations where we use fossil fuels to produce energy. Then again carbon dioxide is released in the atmosphere. Now again, so we can also tell that these are taking in animals and plants both during the process of, say, respiration. Carbon dioxide is released in the atmosphere. Yes, we understood about plants also give out carbon dioxide during the night time. You understand this respiration process of plants in your 10th standard, which you have it in detail. Yes, so they only prepare the food, or photosynthetic activity carries out in the daytime, where carbon dioxide is taken by plant and given out oxygen. But during night time the process is reversed. Plants also give out carbon dioxide during night time. They always say, right, do not stand under a tree or do not sleep under a tree during the night time. That's only because they release carbon dioxide. Let's not discuss about that much here. We'll discuss that in your 10th grade. So only we'll understand here is plants and animals in the respiration process, they also give carbon dioxide. Then yes, fossil fuels when we burn, they give. So this is how carbon content or carbon dioxide is equilibrium and maintained a balance in the atmosphere. Now let's understand this carbon cycle in a neat pictorial form. Yes, so this is a small pictorial form of how carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere, and it is used by various sources. So again, first if you discuss, green plants take in carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis. So now carbon content is present in the green plants. Now animals eat these green plants, that is directly or indirectly. That means it could be carnivorous or it could be herbivorous first, because herbivores are directly dependent on the green plants, and it could be carnivorous, or in general we can say omnivorous, which can take both plant food and animal food. So animals which will directly depend on plants, we call them as a herbivorous. Animals which will indirectly depend, that means it will eat other animals for the food, those are carnivorous. That means they directly or indirectly depend on green plants for their food. Now this carbon content is present in animals also. Now when both plants and animals die, they die and decompose millions of years. What is formed? Fossil fuels are formed. Right? So before we come to that, we will just finish up this process. Green plants and animals, they undergo a process known as respiration, where carbon dioxide is released in the respiration. So CO2 is again back to the atmosphere. Yes. So when these plants and animals die, what is formed? Fossil fuels are formed. Now what are fossil fuels? So we have, what do you mean by fossil fuels? Like we use fossil fuels in various ways. We use that in power station, we use that in home as LPG, we use that as a petrol for vehicles. All these are termed under fossil fuels. Oil, lubricants. So now this fossil fuel is used in the power stations in the factories, right? So that releases the gases. What type of gases it releases? It releases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. The main content, or we can say the main constituent of fossil fuel is carbon. Then the next, fossil fuels are also used in vehicles as fuel, petrol, diesel, or whatever you talk about here. It is also used in combustion such as LPG. Now we use LPG at home. Yes. Now again under that we study what is incomplete combustion, what is complete combustion. Now if it is incomplete combustion, that again releases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So this is the process how it is released. Apart from that, carbon is also present in the ocean or in the water in the form of a salt as a carbonates or bicarbonates, what we talk about, right? So carbon is a main source. It is also present in different nutrients in the body, such as present in the form of carbohydrates, fats, etc. So it is one of the most major component. As we talked about, nitrogen is also one of the most major component. Carbon is also one of the most major component for the living organisms to survive. So to keep the carbon equilibrium in atmosphere, this is how the carbon cycle takes place. So there we completed the biogeochemical cycles, all the cycles we completed. Now we'll see what is the ozone layer, how ozone layer gets depleted, what are the causes for it. Now we'll cover the last part, what is a ozone. So ozone is a triatomic molecule of oxygen. So when we talk about oxygen, it is a diatomic. Diatomic means two atoms of oxygen. As we discussed, atoms, molecules will have in the chapter atoms and molecules chapter. Diatomic will form an oxygen, triatomic molecule of an oxygen or triatomic molecule will form a ozone. Now basically let us first understand what is a ozone. So consider if this is our planet Earth. So our atmosphere actually has many layers, right? Which we are not studying in your grade. Which are the layers of atmosphere? So the layer known as a stratosphere, which will help us from, or the ozone layer is formed in the stratosphere, which will help us from harmful radiations of the sun, which are known as UV rays. So this will act as a shield. So where is ozone located? It is located in the stratosphere. Atmosphere has different layers. So in stratosphere layer we have a thick shield known as a ozone layer, that is O3, which will protect us from the harmful radiations of the sun. Now which are these harmful radiations? These are known as UV rays. Now what will happen if these UV rays will enter the earth? If UV rays will enter the earth, it will affect both all living organisms on the earth. Let that be plant or let that be animals. How it is going to affect? So under plants probably it will stop the growth of the plants, stunted growth, wilting of the leaves, right? What about in the animals? That is we human beings, it will cause skin cancer, it will cause cataract. There are so many diseases which can cause, it might also lead to death. So ozone is the most important layer, or we can say a shield, which is protecting us from the UV rays of the sun. Now how is this ozone formed? We can say that with the energy of sun is the ultimate source of energy. So in the atmosphere where oxygen molecule is there, in the presence of the sun's ray or in the presence of the sunlight, what I can tell here is, right, it is broken down to the atoms of oxygen. The molecule of oxygen in the presence of sunlight is broken down to the 2 atoms of oxygen. Now immediately what happens? Atom of an oxygen again combines with the atmospheric oxygen in the presence of sunlight to form a triatomic molecule of an oxygen, which is nothing but a ozone. So a molecule of oxygen breaks down to form 2 atoms of oxygen. Further, an atom of oxygen combines with the atmospheric oxygen and forms a triatomic molecule, which is known as a ozone. This is how ozone is formed. Now we understood where is ozone located, where it is formed, and how ozone layer is formed also we understood that. Now let us understand why there is a threat to the ozone layer. Why is the ozone layer depleting? Now the poisonous gases which are lead, or which can say the main source of this ozone layer depletion is chlorofluorocarbon, or which are let out from the refrigerators, air conditioned jet airways, aerosol sprays, etc. From all these things, the poisonous gases which comes out actually are the main cause for depletion of the ozone layer. Now these gases which are let out, they are not harmful for human beings. They will not cause any harm to human beings directly, but they are actually depleting. Now what is happening? Suppose if this is the thickness of the shield, ozone layer shield, these gases are interrupting and they are actually, the thickness of the shield is decreasing. Now what will happen if any of the shield what is protecting us will start becoming thin or becoming holes in them? The sun's radiation, UV radiation can directly pass through the earth, right? The same thing was observed in Antarctica in the year 1985. They found the layer was becoming thin, ozone layer was going thin, and they also found a hole at a particular point, right? Later, they rectified it by signing a treaty against the gases which are released from these things what we use, and it was now again we can see that the Antarctica is again the shield where the ozone layer is there, it is again thickened now. So there are few different measures which were being taken. So this is why there is a threat to the ozone layer, because of not only because of the chlorofluorocarbon, it is also done because of the nuclear explosions also. So this is about the chapter natural resources. What are our natural resources? How we are actually polluting it, for knowingly or unknowingly, for by the certain latest technologies which will help the mankind further. We understood about different biogeochemical cycles, how these cycles will interact among each other, that is biotic and abiotic component, and help to maintain an equilibrium position of these gases in the atmosphere. We understood what is ozone, why ozone is important to us, how ozone layer is formed, and what is a threat causing to ozone. So in today's class, if you have any doubt, you can call on the same day of the video set. Thank you.